VR Rock have sent me some prescription lens inserts for the Pimax Crystal. Now, I've reviewed some of their products before and reviewed them favourably, so hopefully these will get the same result. Now, of course, the prescription side of things, that's going to do its job, otherwise the company wouldn't exist from the get-go. So what matters with lens inserts really is the fit and finish, that it goes in nice, stays in place and doesn't protrude too much and hit your eyelashes and stuff. So it's, yeah, all really about the fit and finish in the end. You can see it's nicely packaged now. It's come in this cardboard box with their usual case, and with the Pimax Crystal, the lenses in the crystal are actually screwed in. You can leave the lenses in place, just take the screw out, put these new lenses over the top, and just put their longer screw in, and they even give you the screwdriver. I think there's a couple of spare screws in there because I think you only need one per lens. Anyway, we'll see. And you also now get a microfiber cloth, which you didn't used to. I used to complain about that. They should at least include one of them, and now they do. So that's nice. So you get everything we need. And it's just as we unzip this, usual clam, pretty much a hard shell case. Does its job nicely on one lens per side. So just a quick look at the VR Rock website. You can see at the top we've got free shipping worldwide. Now I don't know if that timer is a real timer and it's just going to reset when it hits 0, or perhaps they'll just have the offer again in the future, so worth checking. Of course they do lenses for pretty much all the big headsets out there. We're on the Pimax Crystal page here, but all you got to do, choose your headset and then input your prescription and choose any lens upgrades you might want. And as an example, I've put in a fairly weak prescription and left the lens upgrades by default, and here's the checkout. Now I have got a 10% off code, which is SIMporium, so of course I've put that in, which gives me 10% off the subtotal, not including VAT, and it comes down to just over $80, including shipping, because as we saw that's free at the moment. That's about 65 quid delivered, including VAT. You can see here $30 for the customization cost for the prescription. So the price could vary depending on your prescription. I can't say that's the cost for everyone. You've got to input your own prescription and see what it comes out as. But this is just giving you a general idea. And don't forget to use the 10% off code. Or if you find a better code, fair enough. But otherwise, SIMporium will give you 10% off. Okay, so installing the lenses is very simple. Now first off, I'd say you do want to rest your headset on a couple of cushions or pillows or something, just because the front of the headset isn't a flat surface. This stops it rocking around. Plus really you want to take away the weight of the head strap to stop it pulling itself forward and away from you as you're working on it. Okay, so the lenses are held in with one screw each side here, these black screws. And all you've got to do is take out the screw, and luckily, as I showed you, VR Rock supply you with the screwdriver required. Now bear in mind you're going to be working very close to the lens, so just be very careful here, and this will actually be a lot easier for you because you're not reaching around the camera trying to work on your headset. So undo that one screw, working on the left lens here. They're not long screws, so it doesn't take long to undo. And you can leave the lens in place. You don't have to remove the lens at all. So there we go, black screw out. Of course, use the VR Rock microfiber cloth. You want your lens nice and clean. Get your lens and place it over the top. Now they're not marked left and right, but they can only go on one way, so you can't get it wrong. You'll know it is in place, that's it, it's nice and secure. Okay, get one of the longer screws they supply. They give you 4, so you've got a couple of spares. And drop it in like so. And that'll be easier for you because you'll have a clearer view of what you're doing. Again, being mindful that you're close to the lens. Just do this one up. Give it a snug. Don't go crazy on it. And that is it. Firmly in place. As you can see, there's a nice seal all the way around. Just here it's not sealed, so if I give it a bit of force you could flap it up a little bit, but you know, you've got to apply some force to do that. It doesn't move on its own. I have already used these lenses, so I know that they stay in place quite firmly. That's not an issue at all. I assume the reason it doesn't go all the way around is just to give a bit more space for your nose, especially if you've got a smaller IPD. But yeah, that's it. Do the same with the other lens, pop the photo interface back on, and you're good to go. Right, so I've got the lenses in, as you can see by the silver screw, one on each lens, and I've been using these now for a good number of hours over the last few days and had no problems at all. You've seen the fit and finish. The important thing now is, do they provide any additional discomfort? And I'd have to say no. So I am aware that there's something extra there, like I can feel on my nose. I've had this with prescription lenses and other headsets, but it doesn't provide any discomfort, and it's not really something I thought about after wearing it for a little bit. You've got to make sure, of course, that your top strap is done up to a sufficient amount, as always, really, but even more so now because you just don't want any pressure down. But yeah, no discomfort at all. I will say, I run this at an IPD of 60 for me, so it may be that if you've got a smaller IPD where the gap is going to be smaller between the lenses, perhaps then it may be an issue, but I don't know. I'd say there's a bit more to go before it could become a problem. The other thing to consider is your eyelashes. Now, my eyelashes are fine. I'm not touching the lens. I don't have a measurement for my eyelashes. With the lenses in, if I push it a little bit, I can feel them touching. But as long as I don't crank it up uncomfortably tight, why would I? It's completely fine. But you've got to know for yourself if you've got long eyelashes or not, if you've got experience with that in other headsets or so on. So that's just something to be mindful of, because the lens is a little bit closer to your eyes. But yeah, anyway, that's it really. They get the job done. They're easy to fit, and yeah, seem to be a pretty good finish. Any comments or questions, drop below and I'll always try to answer. Otherwise, that'll do it for now, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.